Spider-Man Brand New Day, exclusively in movie theaters July 31st, 2026. Hold on, we got about a little over a year. Let's go.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Charlie. Marvel and Sony came to CinemaCon this week with a bunch of big reveals about Spider-Man 4. They're calling it Brand New Day, based on a big comic book arc. We already know a little bit about the movie. Tom Holland released a video, and the director Daniel Destin Cretton talked a little bit about the movie, confirming some big details.
Okay.
Brand New Day was a huge comic book arc that followed one more day, featuring a lot of similar big twists, that Spider-Man having people's memories erased on Earth that we saw during No Way Home with the spells, allowing Marvel to retcon some huge details about the character in the comics at the time. The reasons why he had people's memories erased in the comics were a little bit different, but there were some similar things that they've already adapted into the MCU version through No Way Home. The main reason for doing that, though, on a creative level, was to give Spider-Man a fresh start in the comics, and that's basically what Tom Holland said they're doing in the actual MCU movies, too. Of course, Tom Holland made all the Spoiler Bros jokes. Tom Hardy separately even talked about a Spider-Man Venom crossover movie that got canceled by studio politics. There were also a bunch of big reveals about Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse completely separately.
Finally, bro. Finally. What? Wasn't it supposed to come out 2024?
Too, but they're treating that like a completely separate movie. There might be like a little bit of crossover in Avengers Secret Wars. We will see about that. That's all speculation, years and years away.
Okay.
What I'll do is I'll talk about the Spider-Man 4 Brand New Day stuff first, then I'll talk about Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse, because they did bring some footage for Beyond the Spider-Verse. If you're brand new to the channel, of course I'll be doing videos for all the movies. There's supposed to be a bunch of big reveals for the Superman movie today if there's a brand new chart for Spider-Man in the MCU. Sony and Marvel will continue their sharing deal, but the way that Kevin Feige explained this, they typically only make that deal for one Spider-Man movie at a time, one solo Spider-Man movie, then a couple other crossover movies. Right now, the deal is for Spider-Man 4 and two new Avengers movies, Doomsday and Secret Wars. Then they'll renew the deal again when they get ready to make Spider-Man 5, and the same thing with Spider-Man 6, like the last movie in this brand new trilogy.
Those are like my three options.
Daniel Destin Cretton is the person who's directing the movie. He did the Shang-Chi movie. He was also going to do Avengers Kang Dynasty when it was still Kang Dynasty and they hadn't pivoted to Dr. Doom, Robert Downey Jr., and called it Avengers Doomsday, completely changing the plot, getting rid of the Kang character. Then after that, he was going to do the Shang-Chi 2 movie. They're still making that, but because Marvel then turned around right after that and also hired him to direct Spider-Man Brand New Day, they're way more focused on doing a Spider-Man movie than doing another Shang-Chi movie. So you kind of see the way that happened. Shang-Chi 2 just gets moved way down the bench, like, we'll do you eventually, someday. Well, I'll be old and gray, but eventually you will get another movie. He did say a lot of really cool things about the movie, though. He revealed that his son's first words were Spider-Man. Like, literally his son's first speaking words were Spider-Man. And it sounds like he loves the Spider-Man character, like he is completely locked in, like he is dialed in on Spider-Man stuff his entire life. He said there's something about this character, his imperfect, messy humanity. To say it's an honor to be standing on stage, pretty big understatement. They made a bunch of jokes about being in Vegas, because that's where CinemaCon is happening. Generally, it just sounds like he gets the Spider-Man character, like he understands who the Spider-Man character is supposed to be. So really happy that he's directing the movie. Should be really, really solid. He did say that they're designing a brand new suit for the movie, so it won't be exactly like the suit that we saw at the end of Spider-Man No Way Home, but he might have that at the very, very beginning of the movie briefly before he transitions to like another new suit. Guessing that it's going to be another homemade suit as well too, because they basically got rid of all the Avengers level, the Iron Man stuff that was part of the character. Just like the comic book Brand New Day, they're using this as a creative reset for the Spider-Man character, taking him back to ground level, so to speak. Even though it does sound like they're going to be dealing with a lot of multiverse elements in the movie, because, next big thing, they're releasing the movie right after Avengers Doomsday, so we've been talking about this for a while because they revealed the release date a while ago. But the title, Brand New Day, doesn't make it sound like it's going to be set on Battleworld or anything like that. So it kind of sounds like the movie is going to take place while Avengers Doomsday is taking place, and Spider-Man will just be a lesser, like a minor character in Avengers Doomsday with a mask on. Which is a really easy way for the Russo brothers to put him in the movie and film scenes with the Spider-Man character while Tom Holland is busy filming a Christopher Nolan movie this year and also filming that Spider-Man Brand New Day movie later this year. Like, Tom Holland is booked up filming. He doesn't have a whole lot of time to film Avengers Doomsday scenes. We are expecting Avengers Doomsday to loosely adapt elements of the Time Runs Out storyline, where Doctor Doom, played by Robert Downey Jr., comes to the MCU, tricking them into thinking that he's helping the multiverse, winds up collapsing it the rest of the way, and everybody winds up on a version of MCU Battleworld, which they might just use the Void for, just because the Void already kind of functions the way the Battleworld did in the comics. But I do think we're all on the same page here that Tom Holland's Spider-Man will be a part of Avengers Secret Wars. So they might just use the Ant-Man and the Wasp trick during the Spider-Man Brand New Day ending or the post-credit scene where they sync up with the Avengers Doomsday ending and everybody winding up on Battleworld, or the people that do survive the collapse of the multiverse. I think we're expecting the body count in Avengers Doomsday to be super high. Like, some of the chairs here will not return in Secret Wars, RIP to some of these people. Also, probably the reason why we didn't see Spider-Man in Chair Watch here, just because he'll be a relatively minor character, and they mostly wanted to focus on the hype of the brand new characters like the Fantastic Four, Channing Tatum's character that was coming back, and all the classic X-Men that were going to be showing up, because they're really making that movie seem like more of an Avengers versus X-Men kind of film, where you have two different teams from different universes battling it out to save their worlds, and Doctor Doom sort of manipulating things in the background. Tom Holland made a bunch of jokes about Spoiler Bros. He said he's well past the hump of the spoiler stuff, so he's not going to be giving anything away during his video at CinemaCon, but he was talking about it being a fresh start for the character, like a brand new trilogy for the character. We will see what he winds up spoiling eventually over the course of them making this movie. Amy Pascal, who's the main Sony producer on their side of things for all these Spider-Man movies, also confirmed a couple big details about the film. And this is also true of the Brand New Day storyline too in the comics. She said the main plot point that they were coming into the movie addressing was that No Way Home ended with him basically erasing the Peter Parker side of the character from everybody's memories, and now he's been spending all of his time only being Spider-Man, locked in on being Spider-Man 24/7.
I don't need a gun-toting vigilante who wears a skull on his chest, or a man who dresses in a spider outfit.
We literally got the Spider-Man name drop from Kingpin during his big New Year's Eve address after he became mayor of New York City. So Spider-Man in the MCU right now is very active in New York City, but nobody knows that he's Peter Parker. In the comics, the reasons why he had everybody's memories erased in his marriage to Mary Jane retcon was so that Marvel comic book people could creatively reset the character. There were a lot of similar plot elements during Spider-Man No Way Home, but it was different from the comic book version of that. Like, Mephisto was a big part of that. Make all of the Mephisto jokes that you want. Brand New Day was the first big comic book arc that followed him retconning everybody's memory, like erasing memories of Peter Parker and erasing his marriage.
I ain't gonna lie. I feel like the Spider-Man movies that the MCU doing are great. I like them all. I like them all. I feel like they'd be exciting. There'd be a lot of twist in it. And I'm pretty excited for Spider-Man 4. I ain't gonna lie. Simple. My girlfriend, she like Marvel stuff too. So shoot, there'd be nice little movie dates for us.
To Mary Jane. We know that Sadie Sink is joining the movie as a character with a quote-unquote mysterious past. Everybody's been speculating that she's Jean Grey from the new X-Men reboot movie. I do not think that she's going to be Jean Grey. I do think she's playing a character who is from the Spider-Man comics and probably from this Brand New Day comic book arc. There are a number of female villains she could be playing, or female characters. Either someone like Felicia Hardy, Black Cat, or Lily Hollister, who plays a couple different characters during the Brand New Day arc, both the Menace Goblin character and Queen Cat. MJ and Ned Leeds are supposed to be back as minor characters in the movie. Sadie Sink is meant to be a main character in most of the movie. And they're supposed to introduce some new friends, like a supporting cast, that will follow him around the way that MJ and Ned Leeds did in the previous Spider-Man trilogy. Supposedly, one of the main villains of the movie is going to be a middle-aged woman, someone between her 40s and 50s. They didn't say which character. There are a number of villains from the Brand New Day arc, primarily Mr. Negative. Kingpin is in there. Lily Hollister, like I said, who transformed into Menace, but she's a younger character. There was talk of a version of Chameleon showing up, not the one from the Kraven movie, like Not So Fast, Kraven, bet you didn't see that coming. They retconned the Sony universe out of existence, basically. Like, they're going to go forward with their own Venom movies again eventually, but they're probably going to do a big creative reset. When he said that they were going to do a Venom Spider-Man crossover movie, it sounds like they were setting that up with the second Venom movie. Like, you saw that post-credit scene with them teasing crossover during Spider-Man No Way Home, and then it never really happened in a big way. It sounds like that's when all the quote-unquote studio politics killed that big crossover. My guess is that was mostly a Marvel Sony higher level thing about what they wanted to do with the Tom Holland character in the main Spider-Man movies and what Sony wanted to do with the Venom movies, and they just couldn't come to an agreement about how they were going to bridge that gap. Okay. So that's why No Way Home spent most of its time dealing with the Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, multiverse stuff, the Sinister Six stuff, and they just changed the Venom part of the storyline to be a post-credit scene, where previously he had been a much bigger part of the movie. I think that's what Tom Hardy was referring to when he said studio politics killed their big crossover. They wanted Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield way more than they wanted me crossing over with Spider-Man. Personally, I think they probably made the right move there. Like, I think general audiences were much happier to see Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield come back than they were to see Venom crossover, but it would have been cool to see some Venom crossover. There are a couple other supporting characters that Sadie Sink could also be playing in the movie. Jackpot is a character in the story for Brand New Day. There were a couple versions of the character, like most people think of Mary Jane when they think of Jackpot. There has been talk about Sadie Sink being a multiverse version of Mary Jane, also because of her very, very identifiable red hair. But the version that showed up in Brand New Day was the Alana Jacobson version of Jackpot. And there has been talk of Spider-Man getting that symbiote that they left behind at the end of No Way Home, like them paying off that with him eventually getting his own symbiote arc in this next trilogy. We will see if that winds up happening in this movie, or if they save him getting the symbiote for Avengers Secret Wars so they can be a little bit more like comic book Secret Wars where he got the symbiote back in the 80s. Either way, they will eventually do their own version of a Spider-Man symbiote saga. They did not confirm whether or not Daredevil and Kingpin would still be in the movie. There was a version of the movie early on that was going to be way more ground level, way less multiverse, and you were going to see him teaming up with Daredevil again. Kingpin was going to be a much bigger character in the story, but it sounds like they also decided to go in a completely bigger Avengers level direction with the movie. Daredevil Season 2 is also releasing next year. Kingpin is still supposed to be mayor, though, so when Spider-Man Brand New Day is going down, like when the plot is happening, when Avengers Doomsday plot is happening, Kingpin will still be mayor of New York City.
Fuck it.
What'll probably happen, though, is we'll learn about more of the other supporting characters and more of the villains in the next couple of months. Of course, I will do all the videos for that when we find out what's going on, but post all your reactions in the comments below. Personally, I think this just confirms a lot of theories that we had before, like them creatively resetting the character going forward, using the spell as sort of like a fresh start for Spider-Man in the new trilogy. The other big Sony reveal at CinemaCon last night was obviously Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse. So Lord and Miller came. They revealed the movie's coming out June 2027, which seems like an eon, like it's going to take forever to get all three of these movies. It sounds like they did a bunch of work on the movie a couple years ago, then threw all that out, started fresh, and they're doing something way, way crazier and what'll probably wind up being much better, but just takes them way longer to make it now. Okay. In the footage that they brought to CinemaCon, they released some of the images online here. There was a scene of him fighting Miles B. Morales, the Prowler, from that other Earth. And then another scene of them teaming up together, which we all kind of expected. Like, he's not meant to be an evil Prowler character. The way they explained his character during Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, he was acting as a vigilante in his Prowler identity on this Earth. There was a lot of test footage, too, they released early on where you see him working as Prowler, like just learning how to be Prowler on his Earth. Then there was another scene of him having his reunion with Spider-Gwen. Generally seems like the movie will be fire, but in exchange for that, like the monkey's paw situation is that we have to wait extra long to actually get the movie. So it's like one of those situations where you can get amazing things, you just have to wait longer to actually get them. Like you have to give them longer to work on them to make them amazing. They probably won't reveal the first actual teaser trailer for that unless the footage from CinemaCon leaks out, which I will totally do a video for if it does leak out, but they probably won't officially release anything until next year at least. One of the big questions now, though, is will the MCU introduce their own totally different version of Venom because of this whole symbiote arc? We will see. But like I said, CinemaCon is happening for the rest of this week.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. The Miles Morales shit, bro, I kind of forgot what did happen. I remember he went into a different universe and he saw himself, and you know what I'm saying. But other than that, I kind of forget the storyline. And then they talking about 2027. So me and my girl, I guess we just gonna have to binge watch. Was this 2 movies? Yeah, I think it's 2 of them. Yeah, binge watch the 2, then watch the 3rd one. We do stuff like that all the time, so it ain't no biggie. But it's just crazy how it was supposed to come out 2024 and they push it 3 years back. It's crazy, but I'm a fan of it, so you know I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna be patient. Far as the Spider-Man: The Brand New Day, I'm interested in that too. To see what they gonna do. You know, I feel like that's smart to take a new lane and to give him a refresh start. I feel like it's dope. I remember when they wiped everybody's memory, I was like, dang, that's crazy. Then he got in his apartment, and that was pretty dope. But yeah, I'm interested, man. Hopefully they do add him being with Venom or the symbiote suit or something like that. That'd be dope to see. Looking forward to the Avengers, what they gonna do with it. Doomsday. I'm kind of sad that they stopped the Kang Dynasty, because I ain't gonna lie, Kang was hard. That Ant-Man movie with Kang was tough. I ain't gonna lie, like that was tough. I'm trying to see what they're gonna do with Fantastic Four. Thunderbolts, I ain't gonna lie, I'm not really interested in Thunderbolts, but I haven't even watched the trailer yet. Maybe I need to check the trailer out. But I seen little clips on Instagram. They do look somewhat I don't know, it just caught my attention a little bit. But Secret Wars, I don't know what that's gonna be about. But Doomsday, May 2026. So yeah, April, May. We in April 2025. So we could definitely we got a year. Thunderbolts coming out next month, really. So yeah, damn. Okay, and then Fantastic Four. Damn, so this day movies in order. Damn, I feel like they didn't cut some shit out. Like, what about X-Men? Oh yeah, maybe X-Men. I think X-Men gonna be in Doomsday. But yeah, I'm here for it, man. I don't know, man. The MCU really took a hit with COVID and everything, because it's like all these movies was supposed to been out, bruh. Like, they been announced movies. They was about to go crazy. They did do their shows on Disney, though. They did do all them shows on Disney. You know, that was cool, but yeah, I'm really interested in the movies, man. Simple. It's your boy Kevin, man. Comment, like, and subscribe if you're new. On this channel, I'll be watching superhero shit, anime shit, just different shit, like some nerdy shit type shit. You feel me? But you know, I find all that stuff interesting. So simple. Like the video for me, and catch you next one. All right, peace.